Hello, it's Linda with No Frills ASMR. So, a couple days ago, I did a video about starting to lift more weight and figure out a, you know, plan for weightlifting. But the second part of that was my nurse practitioner mentioned that I should be probably getting around 100 grams of protein per day at my age and lifting heavy to try to help with bone strength and muscle. Not having muscle loss is really more the goal maybe than gains, I guess. I don't know. But also I have read that it could be good for keeping your brain sharp for reasons that I can't say right now because I don't remember. But so I thought I would. My first reaction to this was I get plenty of protein. Like I eat pretty healthy, I would say, for the most part. And so I was pretty confident that like my diet's not something I need to think about too much, to be honest. But then once I started looking at actually lifting more weight and talking to some people, they're like, you need a lot of protein to build muscle. And somebody said, and I'd never heard this before, that you should get like a little protein, maybe like I bought one I should have brought it up here. I don't have it, but at Trader Joe's yesterday, that's like oat milk with pea protein, and it's a little drink. And they said just have like a little of that before bed. And I'm saying it with the upspeak because it's sort of a question mark. I don't know if this is true. And that can help build muscle while you sleep because that's when it's building. All right, let me know in the comments if that's crazy. I have no idea. But I did last night. I bought this little protein drink. And so I had some of that before bed. It bummed me out because it looks like it's going to be chocolate milk, but it tastes more like chocolate milk. It's real chalky and sort of watery, but whatever, it was fine. Anyway, so let's take a look at, so this will also be kind of a what I eat in a day, I guess, video. And this is when I'm being good, we all go through our phases, but I eat this way most of the time, I would say, unless I'm on vacation. But right now I'm actually trying to reduce a little bit. And so I've been exercising and eating, like paying more attention to what I eat outside of the Snickers bars and the M&Ms that I ate. But outside of that, I don't believe in restricting a treat every now and then. You have to have that. Okay. So in the last video, I looked through this book. And in this book at the beginning, it has this high quality proteins. Oh, I thought it had numbers. It doesn't. I thought this had numbers for protein. Okay, it doesn't. That's okay. We don't need you, Menzel book. All right, so for breakfast, often some days I'll have like 2 scrambled eggs and I mix salsa in with it. Some days I have that. And I think that an egg has, I believe, 6 grams of protein. So 2 eggs would be 12 grams of protein. The salsa would have a little bit, but I don't know offhand how much. All right, so that's one breakfast. And sometimes I'll sprinkle a little cheese on top. But I've been kind of cutting back on the cheese because I read that saturated fat. And I know this is one, like, believe me, I've been keto, I've been paleo, I've done them all. I've South Beach zone, fasting, juice fast, water fast, intermittent fasting. I've done them all. And I do sort of still intermittent fast. I think that's just something I do naturally because I'm not much of a breakfast eater. But what I was going to say. Oh, so there's been some new studies like showing that saturated fat may have some connection to the plaque buildup in Alzheimer's. So I've been sort of cutting back a bit on saturated fat, even though, I know like keto and paleo are like, no, cholesterol's good for your brain, but I don't know. I just don't know. But I still get enough cholesterol because I eat the eggs. Anyway, having said all that, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, the next breakfast I sometimes have, and this is like at 11 o'clock usually in the morning, I'll either have 2 eggs with salsa, which I like, and sometimes I'll have a little piece of like Ezekiel bread toasted with that. Or I do Ezekiel bread with smashed avocado and 1 egg. I don't know how much an avocado has. That I don't know. But anyway, so let's say around 12 for either of those things probably. The other thing I often have is a smoothie. And what I use for my smoothie is this plain, do you say this? I say kefir, but maybe it's kefir. I've heard it said both ways. I don't know. I just call it kefir. This is 1% milk fat. So I use about a half cup, which is 4.5 grams of protein. Oh, shoot. This marker is dying. And I switched it out because my other one was. Ugh. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Where's my other one? Let's try this one. Okay, and then what else has protein in my... I use this stuff called Purple Power, which is... I didn't bring it up here. But I use So I use a half cup of this, a 1/4 cup of what's called Purple Power, which is just fruit juices. It's got tart cherry, pomegranate. It's kind of the sugar for the thing. It makes it taste pretty good. So I think really it's a sugar, but it's got some stuff in it. Purple Power. These are all from Trader Joe's, I think. And then I put in matcha powder. I put in cinnamon. I usually put in a little like good quality cocoa. And then I do a tablespoon, I think about a tablespoon of this collagen peptides, which I think is really just like old-fashioned, what used to be Jell-O. Now they package it pretty and charge you triple for it. But this is 4 tablespoons. I probably have 1 tablespoon. So 5 grams of protein. 20, yeah. Because this, yeah. So 1 tablespoon of collagen. What did I say it is? 5 grams? I know like whey powder would have more, but when I've tried to use whey, I find that it like fluffs. I don't know how to say this. It fluffs up in the blender, and it kind of makes the whole smoothie bigger, but also I don't love the like mouth feel of it. This stuff just kind of doesn't have any flavor. And sometimes I'll put this in my coffee if I don't have a smoothie. But anyway, so that's 5 grams. What else do I put in that thing? And then I use this. And I put about 1.5 cups. Sometimes I'll do some frozen strawberries. But I like get the organic because they're supposed to be part of the Dirty Dozen, so you're supposed to eat them organic. And it's kind of less expensive to buy them frozen than fresh sometimes. So I get these. Do they have any protein? They have like 1 gram of protein. Okay. So berries. Maybe I have 1 gram. And then I fill the blender with some kind of dark green. Usually it's this shredded kale. Sometimes I'll use arugula if I have that. A little spinach. So this 3 cups has 4 grams. Well, when I fill the blender, it's for 2 of us. So I'm probably only getting, let's say, 2 grams. Let's go low. Kale, 2 grams. Anything else I put in my smoothie? I guess that's it. Okay. So the smoothie probably has 9, 10, 11, 12 and a half. We'll just say 12. 12. So either one of those breakfasts have 12. Okay. Or for breakfast, sometimes I'll just have cottage cheese and then either put like mandarin oranges on it, or, which is, by the way, a very 1980s diet food. It has stuck with me through life. Or I'll put a little drizzle of maple syrup. I like it a little sweet. In the evening, I'll put salsa on it and eat it like that. But anyway, okay. So I might have, probably a half cup of cottage cheese, and it has 13 grams. Okay, so basically, mostly whatever I eat for breakfast will have, let's just say 12 grams. Okay, they all have around 12 grams. But I do also always have coffee, and I put 1% milk in my coffee. And I probably have, with all the cups of coffee, about a half cup of milk, maybe. Half cup of milk. So I think that would be 4 grams of protein. So that would make a total for breakfast, I should have left trim, of 16 grams about of protein. Okay. Now we're aiming for 100. Oh boy. Okay. So that's breakfast. See, this is kind of confusing because my breakfast is kind of my lunch. I'm trying to think. No, I guess I'd have that. And then at about 2, my whole day's a little slanted. At around 2, I'll often have a few different things. Whoops. Sorry, I knocked the camera. Might come up here. But sometimes I'll have maybe, I think about maybe a half a can. I guess a half a can of these sardines, because we'll split it. So what does this have? 1 serving per container has 22. So half a can has 11 sardines. And I put like we drain out this olive oil, which is kind of dumb, and then put in a better quality olive oil. And then I usually put something very spicy on it to cover up the taste, because it scares me eating these, but I do it because I know they're good for me, because they have tons of omega-3s. They're supposed to be really good for you. Anyway, so sardines, 11 grams. And then I usually stick those on one of these. I actually don't usually buy this exact one, but this was all they had. I usually buy the rye. It's called light rye, and it's a little thinner and less calories. But this is what they had. So this has 1 gram. Okay, not a whole lot. So, what do you call that? Like a crisp bread or something? Crisp bread. It just has like 1 gram. Now sometimes, I'm trying to think. I guess that would sometimes. And then other times for lunch, I'll have a big, giant salad. And I'll do a huge bowl of greens. And then I'll either like put cottage cheese with whatever else on it, or I might do some chicken or a chicken salad, like I showed in a video. I made a chicken salad one day. So sometimes I'll do this. So let's see, what does this have? 3.5 servings per container. 3.5 servings, really? That's obnoxious. Serving size 2 ounces. All right, so I'd probably have. I wish this was not. Why couldn't they make it 4 servings per container? That's confusing. 3.5. So the whole can would have 10, 20, 39. Okay, let's round it up to 40 and say I eat half a can, so 20. Right? Yeah. So the chicken, if I put that on a salad, whoops, is 20 grams. And then usually if I do well, no, I guess that would be it. I would do chicken and then tomato and maybe some cheese, maybe. Which would, I did bring cheese up here. So if I used a little bit of cheese, and I don't usually buy this pre-shredded, it's just what I have. Sorry. But a quarter of a cup has 6 grams. I would probably only be using 1/8 of a cup. So if I did cheese, if I add cheese, then it adds, 1/8 cup adds 3 grams. Is that what I said? Yeah. But it also adds saturated fat. Okay, wow. So I do sometimes add that. So that's a chicken salad. The other kind of salad I'll sometimes do is I use garbanzo beans to make hummus. And our store has been, Trader Joe's has been out of tahini for months and months. So I've started using this almond butter to make my hummus. And actually it tastes pretty good because I put lemon juice and garlic and everything in there. So all I do is garbanzo beans, some of this. I use the liquid even from the garbanzo beans sometimes. And garlic and lemon juice. And then sometimes I'll drizzle olive oil. See, this is a tough one because, again, 3.5 ounces, or 3.5 servings. 6, 12, 18, 19, 20, 21. So they're 21 grams for this whole thing. And I probably only eat, well, what does this have? I would only use 2 tablespoons, 7. So that would be 28 grams for the whole thing of hummus. I would take a scoop of hummus and put it on my salad. If the whole thing's 28, I probably am only eating not even a quarter of it. Let's say a quarter. What's a quarter of 28? Let's see. 5, 6, 7. Would that be 7 grams? Did I do that math bad? It's a quarter of 27. No, I think that's pretty good. Okay. So the hummus, I think it's about 7 grams. That's not as much as I would like, but I usually also, if I have that salad, sorry, that was loud, I'll put these sprouted pumpkin seeds on there. I like these on a salad. I put these on every salad I have. These have a quarter of a cup has 8 grams of protein. I probably don't use quite a quarter of a cup. I never measure things out. My guess would be 1/8 of a cup, so maybe 4 grams of protein. So that is pumpkin seeds, right? Four grams. And then the other thing I usually put on my salad is I make this. I have showed you guys in my previous Trader Joe's video the farro. It comes in a little blue bag like this. I don't have any uncooked right now, but this is what it looks like with nothing on it, just plain. I just cook it up and leave it in the fridge, and then I scoop it and put it on my salads, or put it in with, onions and peppers at night and chicken. So I eat this a lot. It's a grain, and it has, the reason I eat it is for the fiber, but I think, I looked it up, it also has protein So 1/3 cup of farro has 5 grams of protein. So I would say normally I would probably put that much on. I don't know if it's 1 hour or 2. Might be 2 hours. Anyway, whatever. All right. Oh, and then sometimes instead of sardines, I eat this sockeye salmon on a, crisp, like I showed you. So this has, half of this. Wait, servings protein to 19 grams. Okay, yeah, I'd probably eat 19 grams. So salmon actually has more protein than the sardines. Now, what I do sometimes, I mix the salmon and the sardines together and I make little patties. I put in like an egg and some breadcrumbs and then lots of seasoning, spicy, so it doesn't taste like fish, and cook them into like a little patty and eat those, and that's yummy too. Okay, so what we found out, what does this add up to? 12, 16. So this lunch situation with the salmon is better than with the sardine, but maybe, yeah, I don't know. Did I do the math right? I thought sardines would have lots of protein. Well, with sardines, with the crisp bread, it's 12. With the salmon, it's 20. The chicken's 20. 16 for the salad pumpkin. But then if I had a little cheese, it would be 20. Around there. So the sardines don't have as much as I thought. But they're super good for you. Anyway, so lunch is around 20. So we're up to 36 grams. Now, for a snack, if I have a snack, I might have a few nuts. Or sometimes I'll have a little more cottage cheese. Or if I didn't have it in the morning, I like cottage cheese, so I have that a lot. I'm trying to think. Oh, if I have hummus made up, I will dip carrots in hummus. So I usually get probably how much did we say the hummus was? 7. I wouldn't have that much. Probably for a snack, I might get, I don't know. If I just had dips of hummus, that would only be like 3 grams of protein. If I just had a quarter of a cup of this, it would be like 7. So let's say 5. Around there for a snack. Maybe less, maybe 4. All right. And then dinner. Okay. So like tonight for dinner, my plan is, because it's football, I'm going to make chili. And I'm going to use lean ground turkey. And the helping I'll have will probably be 4 ounces because it's in with everything else. And that has 33 grams of protein. And in my chili, I usually put this bean trio. This is kind of nice because it has 3 different kinds of beans in there. It has kidney, pinto, and black beans. So a half cup of this has 7 grams. It's mixed in with all the peppers and onions and garlic and tomato, for chili. So I'm not getting that much. I would say probably maybe only 2 grams. You know what I mean? Because this is going to be mixed in. It'll be a lot of servings, I think. I think I got to go with like 2 grams for the beans. But they're great because they have good fiber and everything like that. But then all the other stuff, I don't have anything here to say, but I know like onions, peppers. I usually put mushrooms, cremini mushrooms. I put all the tomatoes. They do have some protein. Not a whole lot, but some. But anyway, so that dinner would be about 35 grams. Let's look at, sometimes I'll just make, this would be a low, sorry, that's loud. This would be a lower protein night, I would say. But if I'm like kind of feeling lazy, I would maybe make up this, which is organic red lentil. What is that? Sedanini. It's funny, I've made this forever. I've never even looked at that word. So these are pasta that are made with red lentils. And I have tried the chickpea ones. I didn't like them. But I like these ones. These are from Trader Joe's too. So, let's see here. A 3/4 cup serving. And that's probably about right because a little goes a long way with this stuff, I think. Has 15 grams of protein. So red lentil. And then I'll usually put that, what did I say? 15 grams. What's that? You know, the spaghetti sauce. I want to say mouse, but that's the Chinese leader. Rouse. However you say that. I'll usually put that on there. That probably has a little bit. I don't know how much that has. And then I'll usually like use up Parmesan, fresh Parmesan, but I don't have Parmesan, so we'll just look at this cheese for protein. A 1/4 cup, maybe on pasta, maybe. So we'll say cheese. Sometimes I'll put cottage cheese in with my pasta because I just like a little, I don't know, something. Sometimes I'll put Parmesan. Sometimes I'll put both. So anyway, what did I say? That is 6. Well, if I do the cottage, what would that be? Let's say we do 1/4. That would be 7. So they're comparable. So we'll say 6 grams. All right. And then, I guess there's no point in showing. Like sometimes I'll make a whole wheat lasagna, but that's similar to the other thing. But I would say most nights I'll make a protein like chicken, sockeye salmon, maybe a pork tenderloin. I don't really love pork. I don't like the fat, so I really just eat pork tenderloin. What else? But I think like I looked it up. I have a note here because I looked it up. I get the wild sockeye salmon because the Atlantic salmon, it isn't as good for you, I don't think. And it has like more fat. That's not the good fat. So really, if you can get like the Alaska sockeye salmon, you put it on the grill, cover it in like spices and put it on the grill. Yummo. I will cook a big thing and keep it in my fridge so I can have it on my lunch salad sometimes. So 6 ounces of that has 44 grams of protein. So that's a great source of protein. Chicken breast, which I do fairly often. I'll do it like on the grill, or I cut it and make like peppers and onions and chicken, like Mexican or stir fry, whatever. I do all kinds of things with chicken. Let's see, 4 ounces has 33, but I bet I eat 6 ounces if I had to guess. So 48 for 9. So what would that be around? Let's just say 6 ounces is around 45. It's about the same, I think, as the salmon, right? I know that's not accurate, but about. Because I don't know that I actually eat I get the tenderloins a lot of times. I don't know. Yeah, so one of those things. And then usually I'll have definitely some sort of vegetable. And then sometimes some sort of grain like this farro, or it's usually that, I guess. Or there's like another, I buy at Trader Joe's, it's like a frozen bag of these whole grains like that. with some vegetables in it. Sometimes I'll do that. So anyway, all right. So any of these meals, let's see, we're at 20. Sorry, my brain went dead. 21 here. We're at 35 on the chili, and then 44 and 45. But then you also add like a little bit for the vegetables and stuff, but I'm not even going to think about that too much. All right, so what are we up to? We have about 16 at breakfast, 20 at lunch, 5 for a snack. Now this one I'll have to add some protein to. But let's go with the chicken breast. That's probably my most often eaten. 45 for dinner. And a lot of times with chicken, I will add a little cheese on top, stuff like that. That would add protein. So 16, 2, 3, 4, 8. So I am at 86 without doing much, that's just my regular diet. So I think that's actually pretty good. But like I said, lately I've been adding in a little protein like beverage at night. Oh shoot, I didn't bring that up here. I don't know how much that has. But what I don't want to add is extra calories because I'm trying to, I want to be in a little bit of a deficit. I don't want to be in, because I want to make gains. So I don't want to go in a lot of deficit, but a little bit because I feel like I'm not at my perfect weight right now. How many calories do these have? These have 180 calories per what? Quarter cup. Half cup is 90 calories. This is a pretty good way to get protein. Pretty low calorie, but there's only so much cottage cheese you can eat. Now, I could always add a little more of this. So if instead of doing 1 tablespoon, but see, I feel like when I get too much, even though it says unflavored, and maybe this is all in my head, I feel like I can taste it, and I don't want to do that. But what if I did 2 tablespoons? That'd give me another 5. That'd get me up to 91. I brought these to show you too. I bought these the other day. That I actually got these for a recipe I was going to make on this channel, but I haven't done it. But I wanted to look at these too. What do these have? 2 links have 90 calories and 10 grams of protein. So if I had 2 of these with 2 eggs, what did I say? An egg has 6. So it would be 12. That would be 22 in the morning. I could do that. Well, and if I do like this meal, then I'm getting less than this. All right, I have to find some ways to sneak more protein in without adding calories. So I guess, but it's tough because I want to make sure I eat all my vegetables. I want to make sure I'm getting my fiber because I think that's important. And it's like, and I probably eat more than 4 ounces of turkey, like here. And maybe I eat more than this of the, like, I don't know, I'd have to measure because isn't 4 ounces is like this, right? I'm usually pretty hungry. I eat more than that. But this is 6. That's probably right. I don't really know. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to think. If you guys have ideas for how to try to add an extra, I mean, it's not a whole lot, really. It's just a couple bites more of meat. Because what are we talking, 14 grams? I bet that little smoothie thing that I've been drinking before bed might actually cover that. I wish I had it with me. And we haven't accounted for all the, vegetables, which have a little bit. Does olive oil have protein? I don't think so. Well, if you guys have any ideas for how to add just a little bit more protein. See, sometimes I make this lasagna with this whole wheat organic pasta, and this stuff has quite a bit of fiber, and like, you're not going to just eat 2 ounces, you probably eat 4 ounces. It has 14 grams of protein, and I usually use ricotta or cottage cheese. And then I showed you guys how to make it one time, and then the tomato sauce and some mozzarella. That has a lot of protein, but it also probably has a lot of calories and fat. Worth it. Well, all right. I'm gonna go think of ways to get it, but if you guys have ideas in the comments, feel free. And thank you for your help with weightlifting. That's gonna be exciting. I'm kind of excited to